Yeah. And now we're not recording. Start the meeting at 7 o'clock. Terry, you ready? Roll call.
Okay, here's Sean, maybe will be coming.
I don't think he's coming.
Yeah, I'm ready to. Here, let me get the right page. 7 p.m. Good enough. Roll call. Acting Chair Isaac Yackel, myself, Carl Haynes, and members of the road foreman Bill Reed, and highway employee Philip Maher, town clerk Patty Kenyon, at least for a while. Andrew Hayes is members of the public, and Robert McMahon, member of the public. Is that everybody? Nobody via Zoom?
No one on Zoom. Okay. Is that now? We have a approval of September 11th minutes.
Also move.
I'll second. There no further comment. Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That was September 11th.
Yeah.
Aye.
Passed. We're gonna have to approve the special meeting minutes.
Also move.
Second. There no further comment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passed. Public comments? Anything? We're gonna roll back here. In addition to the agenda, we have this is a suggestion for changing and or recommendations for next town meeting, proposed by Andrew Hayes. Where are we going to put that in? Public comment?
Yeah, I'd say we
Yeah.
do it in public comment. We do it fairly early or
Yeah.
in the beginning of the meeting. So you're welcome to stay the entire meeting, obviously. But if we bore you to tears, you can,
Yeah,
we'll let you.
You can go home between the storms.
Yeah.
Between the floods.
So we'll move on to that. What do we have here?
Patty was making fun of me for thinking about town meeting at this time. I said I didn't have anything else to do while I was walking the dog. But these are just a few things that as town moderator last year, I kind of noticed, either slowed down the meeting or in particular, that first one is something that I think Patty answered a question about that or clarified that 2 to 3 times. So one of the suggestions is to have that included in the town report, but also I'd be adding that explanation to some part of the preamble that I make as town moderator.
Was it not in the last? It was also in
Well,
the last one.
yeah, I mean, it was in, it's been in a couple times because we voted on it 2 years ago. And then, the results of it have been in there, but I'm not sure. I didn't feel like people were sort of grasping that that's why the ballot was shorter. And, it's like, where did all these other things we used to either address individually or I think one year lumped all the non-changed ones into one group.
Yeah,
that would be great. As we all know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So we can explain it again when the town meeting starts, but if it's already in the report, some folks will have read it. Plus, you can also say refer to page 4, paragraph 3, whatever it is, and there's a written explanation. I think that's a great idea. That'll help a little bit.
All right. I forgot what that segment. Oh, these were just 2 things that did come up. I think what was in specifically a relationship to the Pulteney Fire and Rescue, and that they had asked for an allocation that was significantly bigger. And I think some townspeople were asking, did we get an explanation of that or whatever? Or is it just, they submit a form? And not knowing anything about the process, I just wanted to suggest that if there is something like that this year, the select board might want to be proactive about getting something like that.
That seems reasonable to me. I also don't know how the process works.
Well, yeah, so they put they send a letter and a report to the town, and they ask for the appropriation. They are notoriously last minute, so those things don't get a lot of discussion at the board level. Sometimes the board hasn't, it just comes in at the last minute. So there's not a board meeting, the budget's, whatever. It goes in the budget and it's done because there's too many other things to do. But I think that they've, in the past, have sent people to represent them and talk about it. We can
Request
request it, and we have requested it, but they haven't sent anybody in the last couple of years.
Yeah, if I remember right, we didn't get anything from them last year, correct? We got the,
Well,
we got request for money, but no explanation,
we had
anything.
I don't know that we had, we may not have gotten, you have to just look in the town report. I think there was some sort of a report, but it was no, I can't tell you for sure.
And to Andrew's point or whatever, I think it was last year, not 25, but 24, when with their little report they gave us, they said, and we're also, the year before that, they went from what, 7,000 to 13,000 or something like that. And then the following year, they said, we asked for a small increase, and the small increase was from 13,000 to 33,000 or something close to those numbers, which is pretty much a staggering number for most of us. With we're just asking for a small increase and blah, blah, blah. But we, put it to the voters and they get to say yay or nay.
Yeah.
But yeah, any improved communication would be good, and if we get it, we try to pass it on.
Yeah, and some of this stuff is, the kind of the last minute things, and like this budget increase, I think that was deep in the meeting, and somebody asked that question, sort of Jenny, I think, tried to pull the rabbit out of the hat and do the calculation on the fly. But if somebody's ready with that, then either she won't have to be put on the spot. But as Patty pointed out, you may not get all the information that you need to be able to actually put it in a town report.
Part of that is
school budget and
I'll be quiet.
But this seems like an absolutely reasonable if we have the time and we have maybe even something we know is going to be.
Right,
Might
make a request.
Make a request previous to them sending it to us, ask for clarity on why it would be coming at that increased price, so.
On page 47 of the town report, they did have a statement for last year's.
It's just that people they get the town report, they don't read the town report, but then they come there and they're starting to look at the budget and they're like, what?
Which you can't avoid, that's what it's for.
I mean, so.
or they'll look at.
I mean, to me, that's the voter's voice. At any point, they can vote no. And that's, the select board can't say, this is too much money. It's an appropriation, it's a request. It's a request to have this amount of money put on the ballot. And so the select board has to put that amount of money on the ballot.
It's either all or nothing.
And then it's up to the voters to decide whether they are willing to spend that money on that service.
The gray area is there. We can make them get signatures in town to go on the ballot. But once you establish that, you need to do it for everybody. Because in the past, I had that issue with Jonas and Poultney, and to get funding for the Poultney Rescue Squad at the time, we had to go to Shaw's and get 122 signatures in 2 days
Mhm.
to get the money
Mhm.
on the ballot in Poultney.
Right, and the,
So
yeah, the
you
board,
can do it, you just gotta, if you're gonna do that, we have to make
it's a new policy.
all the organizations asking for X number of dollars over a certain amount, get the signature, and do the legwork, you know,
Yeah.
you can make everybody do it, because we fund a lot more organizations than probably any other community in Rutland County. The number of organizations like Poultney, they might fund 6 or 7,
Mhm.
you know.
Is that because we don't require people to get signatures?
They never started allowing
Right.
the small organizations, you know, for $50 green up to,
The policy now is if you've not ever been funded here, you do need to get a petition. But that was part of the new policy. So, but if you're the same, you're asking the same amount of money as last year, you don't have to go on the ballot.
Mhm.
And if you are asking for more than $5,000, you automatically have to go on the ballot, but you don't need a petition unless you have not asked for money previously.
And my guess is that somebody saw the warning, and instead of going to the town report, they just fired off on Front Porch
Yeah.
Forum. So why is this? This has got to be an increase.
the big part of it is the cost of operation has gone through the roof. So instead of going to charging more for the services to cover their costs, they're going to the communities that they serve to pick up a portion of that. To my knowledge, regional ambulance is still at $5 per person for the community, the 17 communities that they serve.
Had Crystal join on Zoom.
And I think this may have took Poultney to $40 per person. You know, in the discussion I've had with the retiring director at regional, I warned me to raise your rates and not the cost.
Right,
of
and we had that
taxes.
discussion at town meeting, and I just wish that people would listen to that and vote it down. And so they have to come back and rethink it. I mean, that's your only option,
Right.
to get their attention. But people are worried about not having service, which we don't really have very much anymore.
True.
So these, I mean, those next two are basically all around that Poultney rescue.
That's
the one that
the
jumped out,
issue
yeah.
that made me think that.
And so basically, Andrew, anyone who has something on the ballot or is asking for the townspeople to support their organization can come to town meeting and say something. That's like a standing invitation.
Thank you very much for
Sure.
your suggestions.
Wanted to not be last minute.
No, that's
Appreciate
great.
that.
Absolutely.
No, it's good for planning.
We have a folder of the appropriation request started, thanks to Patty, and I'll put this in there front and center, so we're aware of it.
Well, thank you
And
for
we
your
may
time.
be in touch, come close to town meeting
Oh, yeah.
for a suggestion on verbiage or anything,
All right.
or we'll pass something by you, but thank you very much for
Thank you.
thinking ahead.
Absolutely.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Hello, Crystal. Any more public comments?
Yeah, at this time, I would like to ask each board member, including Bill Reed, Philip, and Patty, if I would like to serve on the board with a vacant position that may become available. I feel that I'm qualified. If you want me to explain my qualifications at this time, I will. I'm the type of person that I do a face on. I'm old fashioned. You know, I don't believe in an email or writing a letter. You know, I go face to face. Like in a court of law or a deposition, or, you know, that's the way that I operate. So I'm asking each and every one of you to think about it, and I would enjoy being on the board.
It's great. Thank you
Yeah.
for throwing your hat in the ring. To the best of my knowledge, we have one other person that is sent via email an interest. And later on in the meeting, we'll be doing some executive session, so I presume we'll talk about that. And I think Isaac's posting just went up yesterday, maybe day before, so we'll probably give it a few days or whatever. And we may or may not interview or, talk to you. We've talked to you multiple times, almost every week, so
You've probably done more meetings than I have.
we might not have to call you back, or I don't know, but anyway, I think that's great. And Patty, correct me if I'm wrong, but that would be filling out Herb's term until town meeting, correct?
Correct.
And then we'll,
In past protocol, does he need to submit a letter of interest?
so I think if he's here in person, it's gonna be documented in the minutes. I think that suffices, unless anybody else actually wants something in an email or a letter, a piece of paper, and we'll read it and then throw it away, so, or, once it's done, so I think we'll have it in the minutes is good enough.
We need to step back and decide how we're going to, if we're gonna fill a vacancy, how we're gonna fill the vacancy for whether it's gonna be appointed or elected. You know, we have options here, so we need to
We
decide.
haven't talked about it at all yet.
We need to decide if we're going to and how we're going to,
True.
you know, so.
I think that's a later discussion.
Has there ever been a time that a vacant seat wasn't filled and waited until election? I don't ever remember one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Appointed by the board or
Yeah, and
Special, yeah.
appointed until
until
the next regular election.
Right.
I
That's
think
what I was
the
under
seat
the
I think
impression.
the seat has always been filled by appointment of the board, and it was done by letters of interest and picked from that pool. There has been discussion before of people trying to say, no, I was the next one that had the most votes, but it's kind of hard because there wasn't anybody that ran for that position against, for that position. So,
I think generally, and it's not maybe a mandate or whatever, but usually we attempt to fill a position. And in the case of an even number, that's where a potential problem comes in. Not that, that I foresee maybe a 2-2 tie or something, but that's why I think it'd be advantageous to have 5 members or 3 members, but 4 could be a problem.
So I'll make it 3.
I'm next in.
I think too, in the past, that one of the problems with having a vacant seat is a lot of times you can't have a meeting because people miss meetings.
And we're still technically a board of 5, so 3 is.
We need at least 3 for a meeting, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Robert, for the interest and the.
I thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Robert.
Okay. On to town officers report. Town clerk.
I do have a big list. I don't know if there's anyone else who wants to go, but,
Patty, I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
can hear me.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just want to do a quick report? I'm actually on the road, so, and I'm probably gonna lose service. So if you wouldn't mind if I could just do a quick report.
Absolutely. I don't mind.
So really the only update is that we do have a tentative start date of October 13th from Naylor and Breen. So that should be when they will get underway. We'll have some final meetings with them on site in the next couple of weeks. But that's really sort of the big update.
Okay.
Great.
And we've got the other paperwork in time, even though we missed signatures.
Yes, that's all
Okay.
set. We heard from Chuck that the loan is set and ready to go. We just have to, we're finalizing the process on how we make those requests and get that money going. But we got a cost flow analysis or estimate from Naylor and Breen, and probably we wouldn't need to utilize that money probably until December, it looks like, based on their estimates. So we have plenty of time to figure out the exact process of how that cash will flow. But the loan is approved and we're all set there.
Awesome. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so thank you so much for doing the extra running around and signing papers after the fact. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Any other questions for me?
Doesn't sound like it.
All right, perfect. I'll bring some more breakdown of cash flow and all those things next time. I just don't have them tonight. I had another commitment.
Thank you, Crystal.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.
Okay, so my stuff is mostly housekeeping. We have, this is a list of the keys and codes for this building. And much of it is outdated at this point. After town meeting, Herb didn't give out new codes to new people, didn't give out keys to new people. So there's lists of people that need to, so for instance, Herb, we need to disable his code and get his key back. So someone has to do that. I'm just gonna go down the list because this is gonna make it easier for everyone, I think. Meredith is not the assistant clerk anymore. She had a key and a code as the assistant clerk. The auditors have one key and code for the chair of the auditors. So that's a board decision if they want to let Meredith keep her key and code, or they want to ask Meredith for her key and code back, and she relies on the rest of the auditors for access to the building. Peter Stevenson has had a key and a code since the building was new. It's just something you all should consider, whether that makes sense to keep that in place. Still on this list is Christopher Baird, who was our emergency management director, who it seems like this is a list that was given to me by Herb. So he took care of handing out keys and he gave me the codes, which I passed on to the security company. I believe he's still there as an active key and code. I've never taken him off, or I would have a note, because I did take off Robin when Robin went off the select board in March 2024. John Weatherhog had a key and a code. So I don't know where his key is. I think he had lost it, to tell you the truth. I remember him saying he didn't know where it was. He was gonna ask her for a new one. I don't know if that happened. Then we have Bill, who has a key and a code. And so that's next week. Is that going to be something that you want Bill to turn his key in and we take him off of the code list? Then we have new people. So Isaac has no key and no code. Chuck Delpha does not have a key and a code. And whatever new board assistant you're going to get, I would assume you're going to want to have a key and a code. So those things all have to be decided by you all, how you want to, what this list should be, and then communicated to me, and I can see what, in terms of giving out codes, I'm not going to go back and try to get the keys from people who have not turned in their keys. Someone in the board has to ask them to come and turn the key in, and I will be happy to take it. But I'm not going out and chasing key holders. The other piece of that puzzle is that when we make a change, it costs $40. So at this point, I want to make a change once. And I want to make a change next week and do 5 things, and then 2 weeks later, do 2 more. And that's just the administrative cost of it. So I made that mistake the first year. I took someone off, and then the next week I called and took someone else off, and we got a bill for whatever, both of those instances. So I'm hoping that we can just send a new sheet and say, and if you have a new board member, you might want that board member to have a Kena code. You may not, if it's because of the time frame, right? You may just decide we'll wait until, as long as that person's not gonna be chair. You wait until. So that's just for your consideration. You guys are gonna have to, I'm happy to leave you with this, my notes. And you can let me know what you wanna do about that.
How many keys and codes do we have total? Is that list?
Yeah,
There's quite a few.
there's quite a few.
18.
Most are only keys to the main door and either one of these main doors. But Herb has a master key. Peter Stevenson has a master key.
So the X refers to no longer in that position? Is that
No,
correct?
I don't know what those that's
Okay.
a Herb spreadsheet. I don't know
Okay.
what those X's mean.
This is just who has active keys.
Or
in
what the
place.
rooms are, right? Because those may be the rooms, the different accesses.
Well, there's clerk, treasurer, lister.
Right,
and
they
then vault.
all have their own,
Oh, gotcha, their own key.
their
codes.
own
Yeah,
key.
Gotcha.
That's
Sure.
individually
Is
key.
Is it a single key for out there and the treasures, or is
No.
it 2 keys?
2 keys.
So not double cut.
No, 2 keys, and then a master.
Yeah, so I think it'd be advantageous for us to look at that, maybe make a copy or something, think about it, but if we have a new member potentially here in a couple of weeks, and to Patty's point, it's advantageous to, if we have 8 or 10 people and it's $40, it's better to do it all at once instead of
It's 40 per?
five,
or
no, she thinks it's
I think it's just if I,
$40
right,
Per
all-
change.
Gotcha.
per
Okay.
change.
Yeah,
but if I call them twice, that's $80.
Yep.
Right.
sure.
So if we can do it 2 weeks from now and get almost everybody taken care of.
Yep.
Hopefully everybody taken care of, as opposed to doing.
Right, and then you do it again after town meeting, and it didn't
Right.
get done last year after town meeting.
All right.
Or if there's changes, like, and just yeah, we could have. But part of the reason why we have this big mess right now is because we don't have a facilities manager. Just saying. It's a job that nobody does.
Mhm.
And when I was on the board, I did it. But when I was no longer on the board, I didn't have the authority to do it.
We'll give you the authority if you want.
No, I don't want the authority.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
know.
very much.
I know.
I'm happy to help, but, so then the other question I have for, DER purposes, which is designated employee representative, the person who takes care of the drug testing and the this and the that. Is the board planning to keep Bill on as a fill-in for the winter, or is Bill willing to, I mean, that's a discussion you all need to have, but I would like to know that so that I don't take him off of, because if I take him off, he has to start over as a new employee. And he has to get a pre-employment test and all these things that we all know that is an ongoing thing. And it's been, so it's smoother if we transition it, if that's gonna happen. Then we have the Chuck's email, the full background check issue that needs to get resolved. You have that same,
Yeah, excuse me for interrupting.
yeah, no,
I did contact that organization. They didn't know what I was talking about.
of course they don't, yeah, right.
So,
So I can explain it to you because when I tried to sign Chuck up, I used my email address. So I got the email with all the paperwork and links. So now I know what they are. So
Okay.
now if you come in and see me,
Mhm.
I can give you these right here. This is, you got an email to your email address that had these papers attached, and inside the email, you had to go in and register with, what you have to do is register with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Association, and
Yeah.
then click a button to be authorized.
I think I'm in there because,
You should be in there, but
yeah, because I'm not a state examiner, I'm a federal examiner. I'm the only person in the state of Vermont with a federal license.
and they can't run your background check because you have not pushed the button on the computer. That's all it is.
Okay.
So I will, if you come and see me, I can show you that. I mean, I won't even bother to give you these because this is just the instructions when you get inside.
Patty, I thank you.
And I will call them. What I will do is once I know you're
Mhm.
plugged in and you understand what's going to happen, I'll call them and say, ask them to send this email to him now.
Right.
And then it will come to you in the next couple of days, and then,
Push the button.
yeah.
Thank you, Patty.
And then that's what we need. Here's another weird thing. Today I got a note from them. You know, they are the clearinghouse for this clearinghouse, the DISA people that I work with. Chuck's yearly limited background check was done, which is just your local stuff, and that all came back, but he's still pending for this. He only just got signed up, but they did the limited that they don't need the special permission for, but they can't go, that's just the local, they can't do the federal. And that's what's required, is you have to have a federal check as well as a local check. So whether that means, that's you guys, up to you guys, whether you feel like the local check means he should be able to drive or whether he still can't drive.
And do you want to explain the glitch with the drug test?
Oh, yeah, well, they apologized. So, yeah, the drug test was supposed to, they sent me the schedule and it was supposed to happen tomorrow. And that's what I sent out to all of you. And Bill came in on Monday and said, no, they did that on Friday. So I emailed her, I'm like, who made this mistake? Did you write the wrong date down? Did you, oh yeah, that was me, I was off by a whole week. I said, okay, just so I know, because people are gonna ask me what happened and how come I sent a schedule that was wrong. I didn't do it.
We explained to him that if he shows up again, and nobody's here, to go to the blue building over there.
Good.
Carl went by and saw him sitting out here, and otherwise.
Like I said,
Before 8
How-
o'clock in the morning, there's a New Hampshire vehicle
yeah, no,
out here, and I went by, see it there, and I was headed to Polton, and it was still there. I whipped in, and I said, can I help you? I'm looking for somebody. I said, he pulled up his phone, Charles Delpha. I said, well, the town garage is right over there. I'll go over and tell him.
and that's why, you know, like the scheduling thing, because I said, you know, I need to know so I can have somebody there at the right time to open the building, because the building's not open, and, you know, it's, when you have a new town garage and it has its own bathroom, we won't have to do this.
I mean, where'd he come from?
Manchester, New Hampshire, it's not a short drive, but they do a whole route, like they'll come over to Vermont and they'll do a whole bunch of stuff. A whole day's worth. Anyway, that was that. So that's
So
my
if we
story.
if we lead Chuck by the hand, Bill or Philip or somebody leads him by the hand, either tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday, can you guide him through? I know he needs his own email, but.
No, well, here's the thing, I don't, when he-
Anything done.
I couldn't even sign him in to get a drug test without putting in an email, and that's why I use my own. And so then I got this next batch of paperwork. I believe, and it's tied to that email. So what I believe is when he gets an email, I need to know what the email is, And then I need to call DISA, I have to change his email in the system, and then I have to call DISA and say, this needs to be resent out so that he gets it. Because you don't want the town,
Right.
him being under the town's email, because there's other things he's gonna have to agree to at certain points in time, and if it only comes to Middletown@vermontel.net, when I'm not here, who's gonna know?
Right, you don't, you
I
couldn't have.
think in the conversation, when I told him that he had to do that after talking to you, my impression was that he was gonna have you do it on your email, because he said he has no interest whatsoever in getting an email. So I don't know.
Right, or the town can provide him an email, we can set up a Gmail email that is his, like you have the Middletown Roads Gmail. And he may not have the login, and we may keep the login here. I don't want it under the town clerk's email. I don't want that, and he could come over here and he can use this computer and go on and sign into the Gmail account and go on and push the buttons. That's absolutely doable. But I'm not doing it under the town clerk's email. I'm not leaving
And that
that
was
in
one
as
thing
being
I had
his email in
on
the
my
system.
list tonight, because whoever I turn my tablet over to, I don't want business being conducted on here under my name. They can keep the email address if that's possible.
Yeah, you just have to know
My
how to
code-
sign into your Gmail. You need all the codes, and you can leave that with me if you need to. All the codes to sign into the Gmail, and we will change the password and then just change the setup of whose name it is. It could just say Middletown Springs Road Foreman.
I'll show
instead
you
of Bill Reed.
tonight what this entails. I mean, you go 2 days without checking emails on here, and it'll probably shut down. There's so many, because everything comes in duplicate, triplicate. All of the dig safe tickets come through here. Pretty much everything to do with the state or anything is on that now, so.
All the training opportunities, all the road, I get them too. I'm on their email.
All the
And so did Herb
grant
used to be. That's
information.
why sometimes I'll forward to you guys, because Herb as the EMD and the chair of the board would get those AOT emails, but there is no EMD.
Yeah, I mean,
anymore.
there's a
There is
lot
no
there,
health
because
officer
you get a
anymore.
lot of the invoices, like Casella's invoices come on there. They don't send them paper anymore. There's Cargill. Just about everybody is doing that now. They're getting rid of paper. I still have to print a copy for Jenny that.
Right, I mean,
orders,
that's
but-
exactly it. They want us to use our paper.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Rutland County Sheriff, they just send an email invoice and I have to print it. Sometimes, yeah.
Harry, thank you for your time. I'll be here at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I don't come in until 1, Robert. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, she's earlier than you, right?
I got it. It's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, I'm here. I usually come earlier, but
He's usually here at 12:45 or something.
I'm usually here at 12, between 12 and 12:30,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Well, let's not be in violation. We'll get that done. Thank you.
and I didn't even notice for the longest time because we had no turnover and no one was, whatever. And so when I noticed, I asked them, and then I went round and round with them for months about how to fix it. And they would not give me a way to do it by paper. It's not allowed. And it was just,
I had them on the phone and I mean, they thought it was from Europe. Well,
I know, they're not easy. You have to know how to talk to them, and then they won't answer you. Like, seriously, I ask this question, and then when they get tired of you saying, well, how about this? Could I do it this way? They just stop answering. And you start over again. But it is free. Except for the background checks cost money, but not very much.
can I have Philip at 1 o'clock? Can I have Philip at 1 o'clock to come with me?
Yep.
Philip, 1 o'clock tomorrow, we'll do it together. Thanks, buddy.
Well, I don't know that you'll get the email then. I don't know that you'll get the email then. But I will explain it, Philip. Okay, I'll explain it with Philip and then you will. Okay, then he'll rely on you to help him when it does come. You got it. Thank you.
But anybody that's got a cell phone, they can send an email.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of an oxymoron or, well, I'm not going to.
He doesn't text either. He said only call him.
Maybe he uses a cell phone for calls. Wow. What a novel idea.
Don't leave a message. Maybe he does get a message. I don't remember. He told me the whole
In case of
thing.
an emergency, you should have a cell
Okay, I think that was it for me. Sorry, it was a lot. I don't know if anybody has any questions for me
That's
as the town clerk. If you have any questions about what the town clerk's up to.
Yeah, what time can you pencil me in tomorrow? I got the information back on how to do to get onto the map, to upgrade the segments that were done.
Yep,
So it's just a thing we can go through and go right on the computer. We can do
yeah,
it.
and I've done
There's
that
only-
before.
Yeah, there's only three segments, so it won't take long. But I'm trying to get that's gotta be turned in by Tuesday, so. yeah.
Well, once, Robert's not gonna take long. I'm just gonna show him the email and I'll forward it to your email so you'll see it, but you can't use that one because that one's tied to my email.
Right.
You're gonna have to wait for them to give you yours.
We'll figure it out. Thank you.
That's not-
Yeah, whenever, Bill. After Robert leaves, he can.
Hi, I'm sorry to interrupt, I just wanted to let somebody know, there's a tree down the road up here, just in front of Fitzgerald Road. It's passable, but the limit's blocking one lane. Figured you guys know how to get a hold of.
We know how to get hold of the state, but it'd probably be easier if we go take care of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just let you
You
know.
want to take the backhoe up and check it out, Philip?
Did you have something to say, Philip, or you?
No, I'm here to listen.
Ah.
We'll be here.
Yeah.
If you need help, come get
Be
me.
careful if there's any wires.
Thank you,
Do you want me to try to get a hold of Chris Baird to get the key back? I don't know about,
Mm-hmm.
I can check with the Weather Hogs to see if she knows or not, or if it is
Mhm.
lost. Just leave it at that, but.
Mm-hmm.
You can if you want, I suppose. It's not a
Right.
big deal where, I mean, it'd be nice to have them back, but Chris never did anything or never,
Yeah, you probably-
so he
What
probably
lady-
doesn't even know where the key is. I don't know about Tracy, but
Yeah, and if Tracy has it, she does come in and out.
she does come in and out. And if anybody uses the key, that we've taken their code away, like Chris, for example, if he tried to get in, the alarm's gonna go off. He's
Yeah.
not gonna be able to get in. The
Right,
key isn't gonna do him any good.
right, once we take the code, but we just have to buy more keys, which
Just
we
have to
probably
buy more
do.
Keys, right?
but
I mean, we
can-
can try to get it
I
back.
can
Why
ask.
not?
The key
Yeah.
is,
If you see 'em.
the only thing taking the code off, though, they're still gonna be able to get in with
Well,
the key and then
That's
the alarm's gonna
the
go
alarm's
off.
gonna go off.
Oh, yeah, there's the other thing. Who wants to be the caller for the alarm? Well, I guess it's still me, because the thing is that I can look on the cameras and see if there's anybody here.
Mhm.
I guess it's still me. I was hoping I could get.
Yeah.
But any one of you who wants to have that app on their phone and be able to see what's going on at the town office whenever you feel like, I'd be happy to show you how to put the app on your phone.
All right.
Does it work on my flip phone?
No, no.
But we had
Work
to
on it.
discuss that a little bit
Smartphone.
with me giving my key and code back. And when we were in discussion of that before, I said, I'll still be readily available at times if you want me to be able to come for an emergency if the alarm goes off or something. I'd be more than willing to do something like that. But I don't need a key or a code. It's not like I want to come in here and use it, but I'll just offer that as
And most of the, doors are, like the offices are locked. That room doesn't, the small meeting room does not have a lock. So
Small
that's
meeting
one of the
room's
ones
unlocked.
you
Wait.
might want to think about getting a lock for if you're gonna have, that's gonna be where your assistant works out of.
Mhm.
Because especially if they're gonna keep, the
Personnel
personnel
records
records
and
in there.
Did the fire department ever get their
But then you,
box and stuff that they were gonna?
yeah, that's all done.
Yeah.
But then you've got to think about all the other records that are in there that other people are gonna want, so that would be adding a key to a whole bunch of people. So if they have a locked cabinet, then it's a locked
Mm.
cabinet.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it's just something to think about. What kind of, how rugged you want your locked cabinet to be, right? I mean, I have some of those fireproof ones, which have nice big rugged locks on them. Some work, some don't, but.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to contact him and try to see if we could get the physical key back. I guess I can talk to Herb, try to get his back. What do we think about Meredith Morgan? She's still a town officer as an auditor, but does she need her own?
Well, so that's the discussion. You give Tracy John's code and key, and then all the auditors have access. That's,
That might be the
Right.
easy solution. I know she's an auditor now, not an assistant town clerk, but
Code doesn't have to change. Just 'cause-
yeah. Short term anyway, until town meeting.
right, and then you can think about
And then you
how,
can think
if you
about
wanna
it.
change how all that stuff works.
Okay. Then it's Peter.
Yeah. We haven't had much to do lately, I don't know, but it's been very handy with Peter being able to get in here. He's done a boatload of.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting not, I'm just saying it's a conversation, because he did come in when we were talking about the water thing
Right.
and met with people that were.
Yeah.
And with the guy, the plumber who took care of the,
Condensate.
yeah,
Condensate from the thing.
Yeah.
He and I came in once or twice, he came in a couple times without me. And, yeah, I think probably here again, it wouldn't hurt at least until town meeting day, and then we'll see if we have a couple other new people or something. And plus, we can also ask Peter if how much he's still willing to be involved.
right, some of that is definitely up to him.
Heavily involved with the library.
Right, he may change course and want to have the key to the
Enough-
library.
enough might be enough, yeah. I think in the short term, we can keep it as it is.
And then, so how we would go about offering the John's code to Tracy?
Or we can establish.
Whether she
I can
knows
talk
where
to
it
her
is,
and-
talk to her and ask
If
her if
she
she
has
has
the key to
it.
begin with,
Right.
if she don't know where it is, it becomes a moot issue unless she wants a key issued.
Right,
I guess personally, in the near future, I would want Bill to keep his key and code as that backup emergency.
Well, there's a couple things that come to mind. I mean, I'd still like to be involved with the building committee as far as the town garage goes. So, I mean, even if we had a meeting of some sort and I had to open the building to get in for something like that. You know, there's little things that I'll be willing to help out with.
It's easier with the key. I know I have to wait for Terry to come and unlock the
Someone came
door.
in and told us. Thank you, all right.
Yeah, I think.
No,
I
okay.
think it'd be handy to keep Bill on the list for the short term. And
Tree down.
yeah.
Well, Chuck.
And you're working at 7:50 at night.
That's why I'm gonna have candy.
Can we take trees out of the town right away and send the state? Take trees out of the state right away and send them.
You should have called Mike Lamps.
Oh, Bill.
So that
Wait,
that does
laptop.
that takes care of the list, other than the three, well, 2 new employees and possible third currently. But so we should wait. We either want to wait for a board assistant as well, just to do it all at once.
I wait a little bit,
Yeah.
but
But that's a start. We've got, you're gonna contact Bard and Tracy, and I'll talk to her.
I'm gonna make you a copy of that,
Thank you.
because underneath this thing is my code. Underneath that black tab, that's
Oh, yeah?
my code.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all could pretend to be me.
Okay. Sounds like we're gonna circle back to the email stuff, so, was there anything else? Patty?
No, not unless anybody has something for me.
Well, shall we move on?
Does Philip have a key and a code here?
No,
No,
No.
That'll probably be worth it. What I'm assuming the conversation is gonna turn to is if Philip can take over that iPad.
I mean, if this is the bathroom facilities for the highway department, they all need to have access to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And other than,
well, that's not been ever decided. It's only, this is the testing site when there's a test that needs to be
right,
done.
we haven't been using this because I don't think that would be a real good option with the holding tank and the water usage and stuff here. I think that would put more of a burden on than, I mean, it's. Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to use the firehouse.
Well, yeah, no,
the locks.
they
got
change the
changed.
locks,
Change
change the
the
codes.
locks.
Well, in the winter, I feel like you should be able to use this bathroom, but that's totally up to you
Well, in the
guys.
winter, we know they're not gonna be overreading the Sears catalog. Remember the
You get your
Porta
business
potty.
done quick, that's for sure. I mean, if it's that bad, I just want home.
right.
Sad state of affairs.
But yes, I think down the road, or sooner than later,
Yeah.
Philip
We
should
throw
be,
that on the list.
Philip should have a key and a code, and, yeah, presumably he's gonna be the iPad man, and hopefully beyond that, a few years down the road.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why it's a discussion, right?
Right.
And I don't think, personally, as the person who cleans the bathroom, I don't,
You don't care?
if
Have you
use-
ever seen a men's bathroom in a public facilities?
The
You don't
stewards.
wanna clean, you don't wanna clean that.
Well, it is what I do. All kinds of
Got it. Thank you.
odd people come in and out.
My big thing, you make it too easy, that town garage ain't never gonna get built.
Well, you can't bring the truck in here and fix it. Maybe you should use David Wright's bathroom.
No.
He'll push you out.
That would
Yeah.
smell up there. Oh, you mean in the
Historic.
historical
I
office?
don't know. Well, that would freeze.
Yeah, that would be great.
That's not gonna be much warmer than a porta potty.
Well, that's all that there is for a bathroom up there is the outhouse up back.
I mean, go to his
At least
house.
they got
Oh.
water.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying. I think that it's a town facility and you guys should have a place to go to the bathroom or wash your hands or whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah, sure, Bill's going away, so now make it convenient for everybody.
Sorry.
We'll have a new.
No one asked me before. And
Like town meeting.
they had asked me, I would have said the same thing. But we don't have the
Well,
facilities plan
It's a
or
little
facilities
different because
person,
I
so
have my mother's. and then-
it's all a free-for-all. This place doesn't really exist.
Well, on that note, should we move to town highways? Continue the conversation?
All right,
Why not?
I've got quite a bit here. The first thing I have on my list is Robert had called me and he wasn't sure that he'd be back in town, so he would like me to let you know that he would like to be considered for the select board seat. And the next thing is referring to who will get the tablet, who will be doing the admin part of highways. The reason I ask that is there's a lot to it. I've been bringing Philip along. He knows somewhat about how to do things as far as his timesheet. He's got that down pat for breaking out his hours and putting it in the correct places and everything. Jenny told me that she's changed the timesheet a little bit. And she gave me copies to start using. And back to the tablet, I mean, we can scroll through some of this and you can see if you want just what comes in on this. But it's gonna all depend on, you know, who's gonna actually be doing the admin stuff. Coding bills, there's,
Thank you, Philip.
you know,
Thank you, Philip.
applying for the dig safe tickets, that's not on here. The tickets actually come back on here. It's pretty much everything now that comes in as an everyday usage of the highway. It's done through the tablet.
Yeah.
So I think you guys need
You
to
can sit up here and
decide
join
what you
us.
want to do with this.
Yep.
I signed our contract with Casella for the winter sand. That was approved by the board. They started making it yesterday. Cargill delivered salt over there yesterday. And Cargill contract needs to be signed for this year. The only way I could, because it was kind of, they had a glitch at Casella's, so they were able to start making the sand yesterday. I called, he wanted the salt right there so that he could mix it in as it was, you know, as they were making it. So I got a hold of Barrett's, who deliver our salt, and talked to Tim. He didn't have any triaxle trucks available because we bumped the total yardage up on the sand. Last year, we cut back on the salt a little bit. And they were supposed to deliver 4 tandem loads over there. Well, they delivered 1 here. There was a big mix up. So to cut back, I just had them not deliver the 4th load. So we had 3 tandem loads there last year. The only way he could get the salt there so that they could be mixing it in as they were making it were with tractor trailers. So they sent 2, which the tractor trailer loads are 33 tons each. So it's 2 loads at 33 tons. The triaxles were 30 ton, which would have been 3 loads. So there's not that big a difference, but with the extra, that little bit of extra salt, there's more material for it to be mixed with anyway. So Carl, when Brent calls you, you can tell him there's 2 tractor trailer loads that were supposed to be delivered, and let Justin know so that we don't go through the same bullshit again. Like I said, they started making the sand. I wanted to get permission to have DJ's truck it like they did last year. Reason being, our tandem is, we could haul with that, but we don't have anyone other than me authorized to drive right now. And we've got the mowing machine next week that the guys are going to be busy with the roadside mowing. So if it's all right, I'll line DJs up to start hauling it. And somebody will have to be up there pushing it up and everything anyway. The only way we got it high enough to where we could get our full supply of winter sand up there last year, I donated my excavator. I won't do it again. I think the guys can push most of it up. but if it needs to be stacked, I was gonna move my excavator this weekend. I'll leave it there, and if it needs to be stacked higher with the excavator, I'll do it at under contractor, under my contractor's fee. My paperwork's all in order. I can do it at an hourly rate. I get $140 an hour for my excavator with operator. I would do it for the town for $100 an hour, and I don't anticipate that it would be probably more than 5 hours to be able to, with what they can push up with stacking it up. So that's totally up to you. If not, then the only other scenario is you're probably gonna lose some space around the transfer station because the pile will get wider rather than higher.
Mhm.
So, like I said, the tractor is gonna be here for roadside mowing next week. We finished the grant project on Daisy Hollow yesterday. I'm working on the paperwork. I had to chase down some invoices and stuff so that I can get all that in place. Jenny's getting me the new, our hourly rate breakdown that I need for grant paperwork, because that changes with the raises and every year. So she's getting me the breakdown of that. I'm hoping to get it tomorrow. I can finish up the paperwork and get it together with Patty. Patty's been really good about submitting it for us, and get that turned in for reimbursement. Another thing that you should be thinking about is the emergency call list. If you're gonna be looking to fill spots in the winter, or if you need, someone's out sick and you need help or whatever, you should have an emergency call list so that people on that list, their paperwork is already in place so that you don't have to wait 3 or 4 days to get everything put in place so that people can go to work. I'm probably going to be spending all weekend preparing files and templates and everything to turn over to the board. As far as contacts, log books, things like that. I've done up a few. Philip's been taking notes and templates along as, he's been coming along. I think he should be involved with finishing up the last part of this grant, the paperwork and that, be involved in that, because at some point, I would imagine he's going to be doing it. I mean, as far as his computer skills and that, he knows more about them things than I'll ever know or ever want to know. So. And let's see. Another thing that's going to need to happen is I'm going to need to be removed from the state and contact an emergency contact list. Like the state police have me as a contact person if there's an emergency. I get quite a few calls in the middle of the night, so I don't know. With a lot of this stuff, I'm not sure how it's gone down with what you've decided on the duties and responsibilities between road foreman, road commissioner, and select board. You're thinking about hiring a person to help with that. So a lot of these things, it's kind of hard for me to try to put them in place without knowing who's supposed to be doing what. I know that I'm not going to want to be getting called in the middle of the night for a tree down on 133 like I do in the past, but I don't know what Chuck's got a cell phone, but I don't know what kind of service he has down there. It's something that you probably should be checked to see, just how easy he is to get hold of with his cell phone. If not, then have a backup situation. I don't know if Philip would be interested in being called in an emergency, or that's something maybe the board should, with some of these things, have a meeting with Chuck and Philip and go over some of the things, the issues that are in front of us and try to figure it out.
Be a lot easier to keep you on for another couple of years, Bill.
Trust me, every day it gets closer, I'm wondering if I even really want to be retired.
It's a little late now, Bill.
I'm sure after November I'll have had enough break, but,
We're gonna miss you, Bill.
and then, somebody might.
They'll miss you, don't worry.
Also, because I opened my big mouth with the GIA grant for next year, it was the day before the letter of intent had to be sent in that I brought it up at a meeting and Herb sent it in. And we did get awarded, it was a little over $15,000 for that grant for 26.
Grants and aid, now, does that have to be, do you identify a spot
Connected.
for that?
Connected.
Connected segments.
It's gotta be connected
Gotta be
segments.
connected segments.
That's what I was telling you about. We're pretty much, I mean, some of the little glitches it shows on the map now,
Right,
I think are up to code because we've added top coat to some of those areas and everything. It's just a matter of going and inspecting them. And we could probably, other than 2 areas, now I don't know how they ever took the one out up by Fowler's. There was 2 connected segments in there, and after the bullshit started, all of a sudden they disappeared. So somebody knew somebody.
somebody knew something.
Nothing's been done up there, that's obvious, but other than the narrow strip of road on Daisy Hollow from 133 up through, that's the biggest area that we have right now that's in connected segments. It's right from 133 up through almost to my brother's property line.
Okay.
And a lot of the upper part of that could probably be done under this grant to be brought into compliance, which would cut down, once we get an engineer down there to lay that project out, it would cut the cost of that project down because we can't mix and match grants and aid with other grant projects. So my suggestion would be, and I told Terry, maybe tomorrow morning at some point, we'll ride around and go over a few things that I've had in mind, some areas to be top coated and stuff like that, and look that over to see if that might be the best place to use that grants and aid for next year. Just a thought. I mean, it's
That's the MRGP email I sent everyone today.
Oh, that's the
Those
one?
are the connected segments, and there's a
Yeah.
map that you can go look in and see.
no, I've got it right here. It's-
Right, but I mean, I sent
I
you,
couldn't get to the map. The map itself didn't come up.
You gotta get. to
I
the
looked
link.
at it, but I don't remember the steps I took
Yeah,
by
me neither.
clicking whatever.
That was just the information though, it wasn't the award.
No, this was there because they've newly updated the online
No, there's an email.
app version.
There's an email on Middletown.road on that address. There's an email that tells the awarded grant and the amount and everything. Actually, you can pull the whole grant up and look at it. But see, you're awarded the grant and then you pick the designated areas after you get the award.
Right.
And you have to lay out the project and do an evaluation, come up with quantities and all that stuff, what you're gonna do. You gotta use their codes and standards and all that, so
Who
it's pretty easy to lay out.
is, it's not Stephanie anymore. Is there someone from the Rutland
Yeah.
Regional Planning Commission that would be able to help a new person?
No, and that's one thing, there's training, Rutland Regional did the training for these, and I'm not sure that they're doing it anymore because the name of the girl, I don't know if I can give you the name. Ashley Andrews. And she's not a Stephanie.
Only Stephanie is Stephanie.
I tried to get her to come out for this last time, and she said, no, she sent me the information, and I'm hoping that we can do what we have to do, because Stephanie went right out in the field with me, and that's why I don't know how to do
They're
it.
short-handed,
because
she doesn't have time
She
to
spoiled me, she
get out
did it.
I did it one year over there, when we
Yeah.
were still over there. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good luck. It's a lot of planning.
But that's pretty much the biggest one that we have left. Those segments right in there. And all the purple is where the narrow section, the trees and everything.
Okay.
Is that only on Daisy Hollow?
Yeah,
No, the map shows all the
Well, yeah,
segments.
it shows all the segments, this was Corey Hill.
Well, if you go, this will show you I should bring up the segments, you just tap on that. Shows you what ones are up to code, ones that meet standards, partially meet, and don't meet at all, so.
it's like a spreadsheet, right? Yeah.
So that's the whole town.
Yeah.
Except,
So now, the purple is do not meet, and that's what Fowler's was,
no, theirs is partially meet.
partially meets, and then
The
the
red
green.
is do not
Yeah.
meet, right?
The orange is partially meets, the purple does not meet at
No,
all.
purple's doesn't.
And the green is meets.
Meet, green is good.
The gray, they're not connected segment. Anything that's not colored is a connected segment. So there's a few spots up through Spruce Knob. That's another one that we really can't do much with. It's up above David Fenton's trailer. It's kind of the same thing as down here, but it's not really justifiable to dump a lot of money into that road because there's two houses up there, and one of the full-time residents really don't want anything done to the road. So if you keep
Well,
it
so
passable for a fire
connected-
truck, then
Yeah, connected segment, meaning it connects to something, right? That
Connects to
that-
the
that-
watershed,
Yeah.
Watershed. that empties out.
Lake Champlain.
Oh,
it's all to do with that Lake Champlain runoff.
Gotcha.
And it's guaranteed grant money, and it's good money, I mean, it's 80-20 match, so, and we get a discount of 10% because we've come so far, we bring in what the code.
So this one on the upper end, North Street, that's up on the class 4 then. Yeah.
That's right before you hit the class 4.
Well, these are Fenton's potato pieces, I do believe.
That's where the class 4 starts, right there. So it says that does not meet, but I think that's been.
We've done a lot
brought
of
up
work.
to code,
Yeah, we've
so
done a
they
lot of
that just
work.
hasn't been
Yeah.
updated.
Actually, what's gonna help that out, and that should get done because I said, I got it approved by the board to run the grader up that section class 4 roads, that it'll run off and not come down and take the road and everything out. We got Brown Road done, that helped tremendously up there. We'll know tomorrow, we'll take a look at it, but I'm sure that
Good candy, Robert. Good candy.
Oh,
I like the selection.
trick or treat.
and these are other
Pretty
things.
tariff candy.
These are other things that come in under the Middletown email. It's all grant information. Let you know when grants become available.
Yeah, we got one today. Complete street training.
But I can't open this package.
Good, yeah.
Must be I don't need it.
And here's all the things for the grants and aid. This is the type of thing that has to be done when you're doing the projects. You gotta break out all your time because the grants and aid, we charge our man hours and equipment hours towards our percentage of, in kind. And that's what really helps us out with the grants. So as you're going along, whoever in charge of the project has to keep all the hours of equipment, man hours broke out, materials broke out. And then when you get into materials, what they're looking for, you have to get the invoices, the actual invoices, and show that they've been paid, which I can turn this in after we get the paperwork filed. We just can't charge anything past the last date of the project. So when you get the tickets, like Casella's, they got a kiosk over there, and you punch in on the kiosk, it's a GA 0832 grant, and we initial it with our numbers. So when we get these tickets, I have to code it for what the material was on the town spreadsheet, materials, and then code it to the GA grant. Then all of these have to be printed for here and a copy that goes in with the grant application. And somebody's got to be in charge of making another copy of these for the materials list that we started keeping that will correspond with what's put onto the timesheets. So you can double reference that material actually went to where it was supposed to go. So I don't just sit at home and I'm watching TV. This is usually my entertainment, but somebody's gonna have to. And
Or they
been
don't
showing-
do grants.
Well, right, I've been showing Philip some of it, but if he's not gonna be the one that's gonna be doing it, it's kind of wasting both of our times, because myself, my opinion, I don't think he should be expected to do a road foreman's job if he's not the road foreman. I mean, there's other ways that you could probably go about it. You could probably designate a co-road foreman at the same rate of pay as, everybody gets the same rate of pay and split up the work duties. But that's totally up to the select board. I mean, you got a guy that he's doing pretty good on running equipment, and he knows he's got to learn a lot, but he also knows this end of the business. And the other guy's a great equipment operator and a great truck driver, good mechanic, but wants nothing to do with the other part. So and then it comes down again to whatever you decide on how you're gonna have the duties done. I mean, if the road commissioner is gonna be doing some of this paperwork, it's gonna be pretty much an everyday, at least an everyday visit to see what's going on and keep track of things. So, I mean, that's something the board's really gotta look at, and I'm not saying I'll drop off the face of the earth. I don't wanna be coming in and doing this stuff all the time, but until if you get somebody that you're gonna have do it, I'll help them out to get them going. But I mean, it's gotta be decided who's gonna do it. I'm not gonna waste my time coming in, showing one guy, and then he's gotta go show the other guy, and it's just not gonna work.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask, if we hire an assistant within the next 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, none of us, or at least I can speak for myself, I'm not able to train him, show this is what we want you to do. I don't think any of us really are. So we're gonna need somebody to show him. You or Philip, or unless Carl's comfortable with it or whatever, but if you're willing to help out to get him started, that'd be great.
I mean, I've
I've
made some sample templates, like on timesheets and stuff like that. Philip's doing his great. And you'll see on the order side, it came back to me that it's really not I mean, when you don't have a week ending date on the timesheet and the dates listed, the information's there, but no dates. I know what was done and what the date was, and by the other timesheets. But the treasurer shouldn't have to go through and try to figure that out. I mean, it should be self-explanatory, and there was a template made, so I don't know what more I can do there to make it clear. I'm doing templates, like I said, I'll be doing templates this weekend as far as the way bills are coded. Because there again, you've got the spreadsheet from Jenny, and every item, materials, equipment, they've all got a code, and those bills have to be coded. So when you purchase something, you get a receipt. You gotta have that receipt that matches the invoice with the same code on both of them, corresponding. or that bill don't get paid, if it don't have a receipt. There's a few of them that we don't get receipts. They're the smaller businesses, it's just the bill, and I make a note on the bill that there's no receipt. And that's fine, but it's, you know, she gets it and I don't write something on there and there's no receipt, then that bill don't get paid that week, it goes another 2 weeks, which doesn't make your suppliers real happy when they're not getting paid for their product. So, I mean, it takes a lot of time to keep up on all of it.
So I guess the next question I would have is, if there were compensation involved, would you, Philip, be able to or feel comfortable taking on any of these?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think really what the board should do, while you're making your decisions, is have a meeting with Philip and Chuck and see who's comfortable with doing what.
Mhm.
I think that would be the first step. Or if some of the duties are gonna be going to Carl or assistant to the select board, then get them involved right up front, rather than everybody bouncing around trying to figure out who's supposed to be doing what.
Yep.
I mean, I expected to be doing a lot more training this past week, but we had to get that grant done, and I was the only one that could drive a truck, so I was hauling.
Billy, if I give you my Jeep, will you stay?
That's a pretty good offer.
Would you think about it?
I'll throw in my lawn tractor.
Throw in the boat, we got a deal.
No, wait a minute.
He's got his own, you got your own Jeep.
No, what am I saying? You give me your Jeep and your boat, I'm not gonna have time to use them.
I'm thinking about a new pickup. You can have that too.
No, I'm good. So I guess, other than that, it's,
Thank you, Bill, for all that
Thank you.
1,000-year service.
I did have another note on my sheet though. And
Do you want this signed and give them back right now?
Yeah.
I-
Carl,
I
did
did
you get a chance
have,
to look at that?
Thank you to Patty and Jenny for their help with highway admin over the years. It's been a real big help. So thank you.
I will move that we approve and sign. Have Isaac sign the Cargill salt contract, 98.75 a ton, 275 ton estimated.
I will second that.
Yeah, I'm running out here.
Do we know how much that went up this year?
I think last year it was low 80s if I remember correctly, but.
Yeah, I meant to look and I did, I mean,
I could
we
be
have no
wrong, but I think it was
control.
like
We have no control of it.
82 maybe.
Well, the bills are in there. You know. I don't remember, but
I don't think it went up that much.
It wasn't, maybe it was 92.
I might have been 89.
Okay.
And this should probably go in correspondence. That's the contract I signed for the winter sand for Casellas. They needed a signature before they could start processing it. So I felt comfortable doing it because the board approved to buy it from them anyway. How big was that tree?
It kind of like fell and smashed all the pieces.
Was it like a Jason truck thing?
Yeah, right after the driveway.
This side of this? I don't know, one of the makers?
Yeah, the north side of the road.
So make out a bill, make out your hours for 5 hours, and I'll send it to the city.
This was on north.
87.25, so it's pretty good.
They'll say, well,
I have it. I need-
Better
I
than
have it.
10%.
Oh,
Everything's
That's okay.
10%.
Motion was made and seconded. No
How
further
much was
comment, all those in favor?
87.25.
Yeah.
98,
98.
98.
Mm.
$11 a ton. Okay.
Right.
Are they getting it overseas?
It might be coming.
One
up
year they
Canada.
got it from Egypt.
Cargill did?
Well,
The state-
salt was coming in
I
for,
know,
to
the
their
state
supplier
got
from Egypt.
all that yellow stuff or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
I'm surprised Cargill went up that much, but I'll tell you, their service, we haven't been able to.
Well, I
beat
think
it.
that they probably are hedging their bets, right? Well, maybe they, well, they've already got it, so. Or they've just,
Trouble with going to the state, some of the shit they get, you use 3 times as much salt, I mean, it's that powdered stuff. This is actually rock salt.
Do you need this, or do we?
We,
you put it in your
We're leaving
correspondence folder and
correspondence.
I'll file it tomorrow. Yeah, I do something once in a while,
thank you, Patty.
Has to be set.
As long as
or I send it wherever it needs to go.
you
Yeah.
Whatever needs to happen, I read it and I find out what needs to happen
you
and I
can
take care
file
of
that
it.
stuff, just don't cut into mine and Robert's time tomorrow.
Fridays, I usually come in a little early because I have all that stuff to
Who
clean up.
seconded, did you second that? Or?
I second.
Isaac seconded?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We still going up here? Peter hasn't died yet? Okay.
So I didn't hear an approval whether to get DJs to haul the sand.
Oh. Yes, I'll move also. Did you say a time frame for that or did wait to be seen?
No, they like to be getting it out from under their conveyor so that they don't have to handle it several times. So if I can get a hold of him tomorrow, he'll probably start right in.
I'll move that Bill contact DJ to see if we can get the winter sand trucking under motion as soon as possible.
Second that. Hearing no further comment, all those in favor?
Aye.
I'm opposed.
Motion was, failed. Without a majority. Is that correct? We need 3?
We need 3.
We need 3, yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to do to get her sand here? You available to run the tandem, Carl?
The agreement was our material can be stored there till we get it. So,
That wasn't the agreement at all. You don't have an idea of what you're talking about.
okay, that's what I was
Our
led to do.
surplus material up until last year could be stored there until we need to replenish ours. We got it all here last year. So what are you saying? We leave it over there and just pick it up during storms as we need it? You're an asshole.
Gonna calm down a little here. Is there a benefit to it being stored there? That you see?
No, we can get it when we want it here. It doesn't need to be moved tomorrow
It needs to be moved.
in the rainstorm. You know, it's soaking wet now.
It was, what's gonna be drier if we had it stored up here with the rain?
We buy
It's
it,
gonna
by-
make a difference.
we buy it by the ton,
You're blowing smoke.
so. The motion's failed, so
Right, so what do you want me to do?
Just retire, Bill. Don't worry about it. Philip will take care of it.
Did I send a letter? I think that's in the policy that you need a written letter of my resignation. It might not be too late.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm
You
not on
staying
the
on is
board.
what I'm talking about.
Oh, well, you're.
Wouldn't be the first time I've done it under principle, 26 years maybe.
Let me go polish that Jeep.
All because of bullshit.
That's why it's time to just walk away. They'll have to figure it
I'll never
out.
walk away.
Well,
2027, March of
calling, and
2027,
they'll have to
I
figure
guarantee
it
you
out.
I'll be back and I'll be sitting in 2 positions.
Anyway,
Could we go on with the meeting?
Mm-hmm.
I need an answer of what to do with the winter
I think,
sand.
we're gonna table this until our next, meeting.
We may have
I
to,
don't think we have that option.
we may have to have a meeting, next week for to interview the select board candidates or something, so we can take it up again at that time.
In 1 week, can we hold it for 1 week?
I don't see how. I told Kelly that I was gonna try to get the trucks lined up. They were making it today. They're not gonna, they've got their stockpiles over there so full now. That wasn't part of the agreement. The sand needs to get here.
Mhm.
If I call him tomorrow and tell him we don't have trucks coming, there's a good chance we're gonna lose it, and that's just what he wants. We start putting shit back on our roads.
Is there a way that we could be moving forward with this tonight?
On the principle here, do we have a price for DJ's trucking? We've heard nothing. We're contracting a service here. You're talking about the same way with the purchasing the material there. We didn't adhere to the purchasing policy to get prices to do this like we're supposed to. We don't know what that cost, or the time frame, or even the availability to truck this. But it has to happen tonight. No, it doesn't happen tonight. It's not going to. So.
Okay. I don't see how it is going to happen tonight. I suggest we take it up in the next 1 week from now, if we end up having a meeting then.
And what do I tell Casellas when I call tomorrow and say that we're not gonna be getting our material out of there? After the bullshit charades that this one and some of his associates played last year, we were lucky to get a contract this year, and it wouldn't surprise me that they pull it. This is total freaking bullshit. Just because somebody's got a personal vendetta against me. It really hurt, Carl, when I shut the open checkbook you had on the town for all them years. When you tried to sell the town a bunch of garbage and I was behind the town not purchasing it, and you got stuck with crushing fees and everything. That's what it's all about. Bring it out.
Could we get back to the meeting?
Yeah, you wanna dodge that bullet, don't you?
Bill, you don't know what you're talking
Now, I know damn well what I'm talking about, and I can show you in the records. I don't sit over at the store and tell everybody a bunch of bullshit. I can prove whatever I say with records that are on file.
Okay, Isaac, either you're gonna get control of this meeting or I'm walking out that door. I'm not taking it.
Let it go.
Bill?
I guess that was
Good night.
Thank you. Best decision you ever made. We won't get anywhere with him here anyway.
Well, we can't get on with really anything anymore now.
It's the end of
I guess
that.
we're done.
Get you guys out here early tonight, won't we?
Well, Bill, can you get pricing from DJ?
I
You're
can
gonna
get
pretend I
pricing.
used to be a select board member. Can you get pricing?
Yeah.
Can you get that information so that you have that information? And then the board next time can decide what they want to do. And you won't have to worry about it.
No, I do have to worry about it.
Well,
I still pay taxes in this town.
you do. But the board may need to hear from the guy at Casella's about what
Yeah,
what
we-
the intent was.
I'd say get a hold of DJ, see what he can truck it for. He's an established vendor, so I'm fine with using an established vendor, that's not a problem. But I'd contact him and see when he might be available, and hopefully we can get this straightened out Thursday next week, or whenever we schedule. Other than that, we're done. We can't sign bills, we can't do anything, so.
Well, I'm sorry for you guys having to listen to this, but I'm not sorry for sticking it to him, because this has been 26 years of bullshit with him.
Unless we can get, call Sean and Shane in to come in, but
I think we could.
Is he somewhere?
I don't know, but we're really kind of done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are gonna wanna sign board orders. Can you two sign? And then maybe he can come in and sign tomorrow?
We could do
I could
that.
call him.
Or, I mean, even Carl could come in and sign tomorrow.
Yeah,
We might as well sign them now, so we only need one.
we could do that.
You can't make the motion though.
No, can't make a motion, but at least we can.
Maybe you have to have emergency meeting
Should,
tomorrow.
can you appoint Robert to fill the vacancy?
Not without Carl.
Oh, man.
Well, let's move on through.
Bill, you're
to,
going out with a
to-
bang.
You're good with Carl too, right, Robert? Yeah, oh boy, never a dull moment.
Well, I gave another option. I mean, he's got a CDL, he could drive the tandem and be hauling salt, hauling sand. Same as he offered to fill in last winter as emergency help. And see where that went.
Well, he's not really on our list. He
No,
can't.
because he won't do it. He won't do his paperwork. He won't do nothing. That might as well be a vacancy all the time, right there.
You guys, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know whether you, I don't know what you, this never happened to me before, being on the board, Isaac, you're lucky.
Aren't you glad you came back?
It's happened to me a couple of times.
Where the board members left and there wasn't enough people to do business
Oh, yeah,
anymore?
one was the night I brought the Vaseline for his big brother.
Oh,
It pretty
no.
much ended abruptly that night too, and they,
There was one other night when I was chair years ago, and
John Atkins.
Jim Weber was still on the board.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't sign board orders, and it was only, and he and Shirley wouldn't sign, I guess. So it was, anyway, so we needed a third. And I called Carl, he was late getting home, I don't remember his game season or something, but he came down anyway, just to sign board orders. It was the end of the meeting. Never a dull moment.
Yeah, so at the end, you just, yeah, when you get done with your zooming,
Mhm.
Yeah, we probably.
yeah, I don't know how you officially end a meeting that you can't end a meeting of, but you're gonna end the meeting, close that Google window.
Mhm.
Well,
I can click end
pull the
and-
Google down, pull the window, because you're in the internet there.
Yeah.
Pull the window down onto the small
Yeah.
thing before you
Okay.
close it.
We'll do.
I'd say you could shut it off and close it now.
Right now.
As far as my notes, I'm just gonna say Carl left at 8:35, we no longer had a
Meeting
quorum.
adjourned. We're just a bunch of guys sitting around chit chatting now.
We're signing bills in anticipation of,
Excuse me, Mr. Chair,
Yeah,
um,
such as he is.
on the town highway, seeing that, we don't have a road commissioner report, section C for the town highway, with traffic safety. I have not heard from, David Fox about the trailer radar. I'm not I have not heard anything. But if we don't get it soon, I don't think it's fair for Philip to have it in his way during the winter months. So I will speak to David this week, see if we can get it before snow flies. Is that all right, Philip? And if not, we'll do it in the spring. Okay.
I haven't heard from David either. I met the new deputy the other day, Alan Fraser,
It's always a new deputy.
new young fella, or he said he was our new guy. He was just going in the store when I was here the other day,
Oh, interesting.
yesterday, day before.
I haven't met him, he's been sitting out here, but he doesn't ever come in and say hello.
What's his last name?
Sitting out here at 9 o'clock.
Fraser?
Alan Fraser, young fella.
Um,
I asked if he was our new guy, and he said yes. I said, oh, I'm glad to have you here. And he asked if there's any particulars, and, I said, especially the Four Corners, watch for that. And I said, speeding is out. Somebody had already got to him speeding on West Street. And I said, well, they're speeding everywhere. Take your pick. And I know you're only here 10 hours a day, but do the best or 10 hours a week, but do the best you can, but really concentrate on the Four Corners. And
Great.
Yeah, he's been
Thank
seemed
you.
like a good young fellow. But earlier this summer, I asked for a meeting with Dave Fox and all the area towns that are in this consortium, whatever you want to call us, and he was going to schedule something, and I haven't heard a word on that either.
I'll speak to
Summer is over, so.
I wanted to say one thing that somebody came in here last week and I was a little bit shocked. Then said that, asked me if something about like the trash and stuff on the lawn. And I went, what are you talking about? Well, I've been picking up at least once a month, a big bag of cat litter and cat stuff right on the corner. At least once a month, I pick it up and take it and throw it away.
Seriously?
I said, really?
Still?
I said, we asked people not to do that so that we could track it and then be alerted that something is still going. So I had thought we'd been a year without ever.
I haven't seen anything out there.
So I don't know, maybe this person is a little out of their mind, but I just thought to myself,
cat litter.
in those blue bags like we had, that was with the trash.
That was
those
part
bags.
of the
That was
original
part of the,
thing with
that was part of the,
burned
rodeo.
garbage cans and mop handles and.
we've had.
Did you know this person?
Yeah, I know who it is, but I kind of grilled him and then he got a little bit like,
It's not here.
not gonna tell me, to me, I was just, it was simple. So he said it and I'm like, how come you didn't tell anybody? Oh, well, I just pick it up because I think it's awful and blah, blah, blah. Well, there isn't, we were trying to keep track of that. I said, but whatever.
Let's see.
So,
I had specifically not said anything. I thought it a few times. I had
I
specifically
know.
not said anything out loud because I thought,
I thought it was over, but
We're over.
maybe it sort of is, maybe, I don't know.
well, that's
Yeah, because
relatively harmless.
you
but
know
it's
as well as
probably
I
the
do,
same
that's-
individual.
That's probably not out of bed until 10 o'clock in the morning. I think if it was out here,
Exactly, I
some
think,
of us would see it earlier
that's
in
what
the
I'm
morning.
not, that's why I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Maybe it was more than a year ago and he's thinking it was a month ago. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Ah, yeah, that's true too.
And it's a blue bag that they're using
Yeah, like they have,
consistently.
yeah, they're like, it's like those doggy, it's sort of like, so like, they have cat litter that clumps and they put it in those doggy bags that people take to the park with them to pick their dog poop up. And that's how they dispose of it,
Okay.
because they don't have to change the whole cat litter, they just do the thing. And then they have all these little blue bags full of pee and poop.
Maybe on October 4th, maybe we should be looking at a blue bag when it comes in.
We think it's an out of towner, but.
Yeah.
Can I leave these on the table here and try to get Sean and or Carl or somebody to stop by, or where should we?
Oh, I think you can put them in there and tell
Put
them,
them on the
there,
table. yeah?
tell them, I mean, I don't know that I would leave them on the table, but you could put them in by the Selectboard mail folder and just tell them to open up the mail folder and they're in there.
Okay.
They all know what they look like.
Yeah, we should.
Well, if I give you that.
I'm gonna go ahead
vote, you
and
don't
shut the
just
meeting
go
off
through
at this point.
Shut her down.
I think we beat the 45, we still didn't beat the
I'll never
45.
get anybody to go in.
Good job as far as it went.
Well, next time, Bill won't be here